Go. We're live. Yep.
Yep.
And here we are on what's today? Fucking Tuesday?
November 8th.
8th. Yeah, so it is Tuesday then. Fucking live in the Boneyard once again, man. Special guest who we were just laughing. I thought they were from like Holland, but he's sitting in North Carolina, baby. Please introduce yourself. Let us know what's happening, bud.
Hey, I'm Eric from the band Eitla.
That's how you pronounce it. I was
Yeah.
so worried I was going to say it wrong.
You're probably going to say Adela or something.
Yeah, 100%, man. But yeah, so you guys are just popping out another album. You guys got quite a few under your belt now. What was it like getting this one out, man? I guess, now that the world's opening up, good time to release it.
Well, I mean, that's, the song was sort of created during that time, a lot of sitting around and stuff. And
yeah,
it came really quick and, finally happy to share it. Well, the name of the album is Live to Regret, and it came out yesterday, November 7th.
I know. I just seen it pop up on my thing this morning. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. I get to hear their new shit and talk to them like basically the same day, man.
Exactly. That's why I scheduled it for this day, because it was the day after.
No, that's perfect, man. No, I love it. Like, there's so much new music coming out now. You guys just dropping the full-length album too. You did do a couple EPs before this, though, eh?
No, the only EP came out like in the 90s. The original version of the band when I was in Holland.
Yeah,
that was a 3-song EP we did, but everything else,
okay.
the prior 5 have been full-length albums. Funny enough, there's been a couple times going back where I thought, oh, I'll just do an EP. And then by the time, you write songs and then you get, the band practices, the drummer learns them. And then I would keep writing more songs. It's like, well, I don't want to wait. I mean, we're going into the studio. All you got to do is learn 1 more song, 2 more songs, and just kind of put it, just record it. And so, but this one, because all 10 of the new songs came really fast, like probably within 8 months. So,
oh wow,
it went really good.
I know, like so many people are doing the EPs now, especially during COVID. They just dump the one out, kick another one out. I guess to stay kind of there, But you guys just forgot that. Fucking, we're doing the full albums.
Well, probably moving forward, we'll probably only do, 4 or 5 song EPs and just put them out more regular.
Mm-hmm.
And like the last album was like 3 years ago. And this one just, we probably could have released an EP in between of some of the songs, but I think that's the lesson learned moving forward is just doing like I said, probably 4-song EPs, put them out and then, release a video or 2 for that, and then, turn around and do another one.
Yeah. Now, with your videos and stuff, do you guys do all that yourselves and that, or? I always ask because I'm trying to do a video here in the next couple weeks, so I've only got like 2 more weeks to prepare for it. We're shooting it all ourselves, right? So
right. Now, every video, every official, we'll call video. That's either like been a band performance video, not a live, but a band performance, or the ones with the story. Especially, I've always worked with local videographers to do them. I don't know. I'm not good enough to shoot the video. I'm pretty good at editing. If I had the video, I'm a good editor. But just the amount of equipment, just like going into the studio, like some people will record in their house, but if you want a good drum sound, you got to have a good room and you got to have good mics. And so, like for albums, we go to the studio, record the drums, and then I do everything else, like editing and everything in my house. Because I'm, like I said, I'm like a video editor. I'm a good, pretty good music editor. Yeah. So, to be able to shoot a video in high quality, you have to know those nuances of, the lighting and different, if you want to, different effects with the camera or like different lenses to make sure you get the right, because anybody can go out there with a point and shoot, capture some video, but it's going to look like it. unless you're really good and can make something, you know, lower budget video look really good. Some people can do that, right? But again, if you want to have a professional video, it's best to hire somebody who does it and, you know, has that expertise.
Yeah. No, that's true though. Like, especially when you're stepping up your game, like trying to move up higher quality sounding, that means higher quality videos, you know.
Exactly.
On stage, now you have to have lights and camera, you know, all that fun stuff.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, with being around and having a few albums now, what's been your favorite one to tour with?
The new one.
Yeah. Of course, right?
Gotta say, the new one's the best album ever.
Yeah, it is pretty good, man. I got a chance. I threw it on, I was showering, out for a smoke, listening to it again and again, right? One song that I really liked was Never Forgotten, or Never Forget, I guess it is.
Right. But you'll never forget. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
tell me a little bit about that one, man. That'd be nice to know.
You know, the story is, well, I would say there was a woman I was dating we had a challenging relationship, and basically about her. I mean, the lyrics are pretty straightforward, so there's no mincing words. When you read them, you go like, "Oh, okay, I get what it's about," because it's directly right. Yeah. Somebody is very, very challenging to be with, and so that's who it's about.
That's what I got from it, right? Fucking, I'm definitely very challenging. Well, I'm never home. You know, I'm gone fucking 300 days of the year, right? So pretty easy to live with, I guess, right? But
when you do the podcast, if you're gone so much, you just do it 65 days a year
in the hotel, or if I am by chance at home, I got a computer and a whole setup, but you know, I'm never going to use it with work and stuff, right? Always gone. And then when I finally do get a weekend off or a couple weeks off, I normally take off, go somewhere, right?
Right.
So it works out, I guess, right? I want to buy a van next year, man. Probably live in a van for the fucking season, right? Then when winter comes, hightail back home, man, where it's nice and warm.
That'll work.
What do you guys got up planned for the tour? Are you guys looking just up and down the East Coast? Or are you guys going to be coming to Canada at all with this album? Or
well, we'd like to. You know, right now we don't have anything booked. You know, we're working with some stuff on the back end, so we hope to have something to announce pretty soon. I mean, you know, more likely East Coast, you know, Florida, the South, you know, but you know, we'll see what comes up, right? Always opportunities are getting worked on. So
yeah, that's good to hear though. Like, I know it just dropped and everything, so you know, you're not going to be instantly on next day. Oh, fucking, we're playing here and going all the way, right?
Right.
It does take a lot of, understand how much planning it does take. You can't just go on a whim. Oh, we're going across the U.S. tour. Boom. Like it doesn't happen like that, you know.
I mean, if you look when like looking at tours that are coming to your area, how far out that they're booked. I mean, especially big ones. So, you know, you do got to take, you know, plan it at least 6 or 9 months in advance to make sure, you know, if you do it right, you can't just throw it together because, you know, everybody schedules stuff, you know, far in advance, venues and everything.
Well, I know with our shows, we plan a year ahead, like for most of ours. This year for the Halloween invasion, or the Canadian invasion in Maine, we were a good 6-7 months planning that one to go down, right?
Right.
Even the ones that one there in Maine, we do all heavy metal. It's all death metal. So we had, this year was Thy Kingdom of Nightmares, Thy Enemy, Dead Man's Prophecy, and Earthworm played. Couple of the other bands had problems with their passport. Last Dance Amongst Wolves was supposed to come down from Montreal as well, and then Andrew Joseph was coming up from Woodstock, and a couple passport issues. So we ended up just having the 4 bands, but we made it work in the end, right? And then the ones we do here in Ontario, they're more for like a special, it's like a trailer park hunting camp, like 70 people or something like that. So they like their old rock and roll. You guys might be able to play there. They're pretty picky on what we bring there, right? So like this year we'll have Johnny No Cash playing. We're hoping to get Late Night Trouble, right? Old rock and roll bands.
Right.
Where I'm trying to work down in the States, I'm trying to get something going with Cauterize and that out of Texas. Alex and I have been talking behind the scenes about getting something rocking, like, so we'll see what we can do for you.
No, what I was asking, are you in the band, in a band, or you just put on shows?
No, I'm an independent artist, so I just work with a lot of the bands that we meet here. And then, yeah, the last 2 years, I've been just kind of organizing little shows and festivals, trying to build up to where next year, hopefully, I buy some land, build a stage, and then I can just have my own festivals, you know, right here. My own, whatever bands I want, you know, fucking here, you play here, right?
Right. There's actually a guy that does. There's a guy in this area that actually does that. He's got a farm, and he built a stage, and he has, you know, probably 3 or 4 shows a year, and it has camping and everything. So that's what it kind of reminded me of.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do too, you know, in that sense. Well, I have little cabins or little shacks for the bands to stay in, and then camping for the rest. Pulling your trailer, tenting over here, right? Parking's there. You're here for the weekend, BYOB, right? For the most part. Yeah, but do you guys love playing shows like that and stuff, or you guys like more of the bar shows and indoor stuff?
I think any show is good, you know, as long as there's a good, you know, if there's a good crowd, that's even better. But I mean, festivals are fun. You know, we played at Metal in the Mountains, and you know, I was in they had that at West Virginia. Well, yeah, we were supposed to be there in 2022, which is this year, but then it got canceled.
Yeah, so I was looking at buying tickets again because I've had them for right before COVID happened. We had a motorhome and everything booked. My friend Danica and her old man and that, we were all going to go down, and then, you know, fucking shit happened. And like, but I hear that's an amazing festival, man. I hear that's really fucking fun.
Yeah, well, we should be there in 2023 because, like I said, we were going to play, and then it got canceled for 2022, and so you know, all the bands are supposed to carry over for the most part, unless, you know, unless they cancel, but it should be about the same lineup.
Yeah, that's what, 3 days, or is that 2 days as well?
I think it'll be 4 days again. Thursday night, and Friday night, and then all day Saturday, all day Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I knew it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday for sure, right? So.
Well, they added a Thursday in 2021.
Yeah. Thursday,
eh? Well, Thursday night, right? And then
yeah.
I guess they did pretty good on that Thursday night in 2021. It wasn't terrible from what I hear. It was a good turnout. People wanted to get there early and stay all weekend.
Well, I love getting there early, get in, get your spot picked, right? If it's first come, first serve, you know, oh, fuck. I'll be there first, baby. Get the time real estate, you know. We did that. We tried to do that when we went to Woodstock. We got there the day early, right? And then picked out our spot, but it didn't matter. There was 100,000 other tents around you, man. Like, there was no finding your tent, you know, once you left your area.
Right. Oh, yeah. You know what? I didn't think of that. Like,
yeah.
Unless you marked your tent pretty well, you're like, okay, it's the blue tent.
Yeah.
1,000 blue tents that I see.
No doubt, right? Like, yeah, it was always a trick, man. Took you at least an hour to find it every time, right? You just kind of wander in a circle and get wider and wider. You'll find her.
Eventually.
Yeah. What's some of the best festivals you've been through as a fan? Like, what are some of the bands that you fucking love to go see live and inspire from?
You know, I haven't really in my life gone to that many festivals.
No?
I know that'll sound boring.
Oh no,
But
not at all, man.
I just don't have the gumption to go to an all-day event. I guess I'm not a real metal fan. I mean, I'd rather
Yeah.
go see a show. Like there's a place called Red Hat Amphitheater in Raleigh, and it's a perfect venue. It's not gigantic, but every play, even though it is it's an outdoor
Hmm.
amphitheater. Even if you get all the way to the back, I mean, it probably holds 10,000, maybe 7,000. Man, I'm
Yeah.
guessing, but no matter, even the worst ticket, general admission ticket, it's still, you have a good sight. You're not like so far back you have to look at the screen. You can still see the people reasonably big.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Our stadium's like that Budweiser. It's actually the top. The general seats it's all lawned, so you can bring in a
right.
lawn chair and sit down, but it's all angled up, so it's actually very decent. Like you said, about 10,000, maybe a bit more or something about that one, and then. But no matter where you go, you can still see the stage. You can see what's going on.
Right. So if it's a giant like stadium show I've never been to, I just don't feel like going to a stadium to see a show. I'd rather go to a smaller
Hmm.
amphitheater like this one Red Hat, or even just a smaller, venue in general. Like a
Yeah, I'm like
thousand, like
you
a
on
Myrtle
that.
Beach,
Yeah, it feels more
thousand Beach.
personal. Like
Right.
when we went to Chicago open air, it was just so many people. Like I got pretty close the first night when Rob Zombie and that played, but the second and third night, I was like, I'm not fighting the crowd again, man. I'm way back. I've got to watch the screen,
Right.
But yeah,
That's
it wasn't the same. But then you get to the pub, there's 50 people there, and you're standing right there shaking hands with the band while they're on stage. Like you can't beat that, man.
right. But generally, the venue has to be somewhat big to have a really good sound. Because
Hmm.
a small bar, it just gets too loud, especially when it's metal. But when you're in a decent sized room and you know how to
Hmm.
mix the sound, you get a good combination of, you can hear the stuff on stage, but it's just big enough to mix it properly in the back.
Yeah. No, it's true. The sound guy is very important when it comes to your indoor shows for sure, but even your outdoors too, right? But a lot of people don't realize that. They think you just go up, plug in your amp, and you play, right? It
Right.
doesn't work like that, man.
If the sound man doesn't like you, everybody else will know about it.
Yeah, 100%, man. So do you got to do the 9 to 5 grind like I do and shit, or are you strictly
Of
full-time
course.
music? Yeah, of
No,
course.
no way. You don't make any money off music, unfortunately.
I
It's
hear
a
that,
big. I
man.
mean, you gotta be pretty, popular and
Yeah.
move a lot of, merch and stuff to really make money at it. So,
Mhm.
I mean, we all have regular kind of 8 to 5, Monday through Friday kind of gigs.
Yeah. But music's your passion. That's where I love the metal community and stuff. Like
Right.
90% of us are just here because we fucking love it and we just have to do it. Like, you know, it's a
No,
part of
I
us.
agree. I mean, I love music. Obviously, that's why I do it. And it's just one of those
Mhm.
things. I'm just compelled to do it, no matter, even if it costs me a bunch of money out of my pocket.
Yeah. No, I hear you there, man. We're the same way. Huge shout out behind the stage there to Hollywood, who helps us set all the interviews up and everything. Like she's even chipped in money the odd time. Oh shit, here. It's like holy fuck. So,
Right.
but it's always about the fans. So speaking of that, where do we buy your merch, man? Like, where's the best spot to buy your CD and support the band?
Well, I mean, you can get merch. I was just trying to like how to divide the question. Bandcamp
Hmm.
Bandcamp is a good place to go for bands. If you want to buy MP3s directly.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, of course, supporting it by watching YouTube. Well, I mean, really supporting a band is by buying merch, right? I guess if you're saying
Yeah,
where to get
100%,
merch.
man. Yeah.
I was gonna say, watch videos and stuff, but that really doesn't do anything for you as far as monetary. But obviously, discover everything about the band, buy merch, subscribe, like, and all that kind of stuff and show support. But I mean, I don't know if you're going to post links with the podcast, but
yeah, I will. I'll share them up before and after. I'm pretty sure they're below us when we said you guys are on tonight. I'm not sure. And then tonight they'll be up here after the show.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you're going to post the links, then, I won't go over them here because people won't remember. They'll be like, well, what did he say? Oh, I'll just look at the link that's above or below the podcast.
Yeah, right. So I know, like, merch isn't, but we just got merch this year, actually. It's my second time being able to afford to sell merch. Right. The first time I just gave them all away. I didn't sell a single shirt, just handed them out like candy. But we got Hollywood in the background this time, man. She got a better business head than I do. So she's holding on to the shirts. You got to get them through her. We'll put our link up there, too. Yeah. So what are you looking forward to the most this year, man? Like, now that the world's opening up, obviously you're gonna be able to hit the stage a few times,
That's the plan. I mean, I'm excited. We have Collateral Damage was the first single. That was a performance video, and then for Live to Regret, which came out as a single, I think 2 weeks ago. It was a lyric video we had done. But then we just shot a video for the song War of Attrition last weekend. And so that'll probably be either sometime in December or early January. We'll release that. I'm working with somebody who's doing a animated video for one of the songs. So it should be interesting. Awesome.
Yeah. I love animation, man. I've always wanted to try a hand at it, right? I suck at drawing, but I got good ideas for it. Just need someone to animate it.
Well, or you can, design your own characters, and instead of drawing them by hand, you can mess around in Photoshop and create them or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Equivalent program lets you do animation.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to try it out, man. Fucking once I get home on the computer in like a month when I go home now, I guess. I'm not sure how long we're heading north for, but
what kind of work do you do?
I do flat roofing. Yeah, flat roofing and shit, right? So sometimes it's dangerous. But I also do all the steel work afterwards. I'll cap it all with the steel and shit. So I'm always working the edge, right? But
so what, you guys just travel as a crew from job to job?
Yeah, pretty much. Like a lot of them are from up north there in Sudbury way, North Bay. So they're down in the city in the hotel. But I'm either Oshawa, I got a place in Angus where my studio is and shit. And I'm like right in the middle. So they just stuck me in the hotel, save time and gas and everything, right? And then, but yeah, we're heading to Sudbury after work tomorrow, and that's about a 4.5, 5 hour drive for me, depending on where I go, like to go home. So I'm up there until the work's done pretty much now, right? So hopefully I'm done by Christmas. Make her back.
Oh, okay. I guess there's a lot of roofs to roof.
Oh yeah, and we're building a new shop too, so I gotta put that all together. Fucking frame it all in, wire it, all that fun stuff, right? So yeah. Always busy, man. But I'll be doing the shows in the meantime though. That's usually how I get my Saturday morning off of work. I'm like, oh, I got an interview Saturday morning at 9, baby, so I won't be at work till noon. Right. Works out pretty good. Right. So with the other, like, how did you guys all meet and shit? Like, have you guys known each other forever? Obviously, no, right?
Well, no. I mean, the first you were talking before we started recording. Like the first iteration of the band, it was when I was in the Air Force in Holland. It lasted a couple years, and then I got out of the Air Force. So I came back to the States.
Okay.
What's that? Yeah.
Oh, I was wondering how you actually ended up in Holland. I was just waiting for it to come up finally, and then Air Force, eh? Nice.
Yeah. and then my intent was to, come to the States, move back, start the band up right away again and do something. And that just never happened for a while. So like around 2009 or 2008, I thought, okay, this is the right time. And so that's when I had been in other bands for a long time and stuff. And so I said, now I'm going to resurrect and just work on, the Idle stuff. And then Gary's been in the band it's like 11 years now as a drummer. And then Ollie's been in the band for 3 years on bass. So yeah, that's I haven't known those those guys forever, but I was like, wow, 11 years Gary's been in the band.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's a long time, man.
Yeah.
Be on the show, like be always grinding, doing the grind,
Right.
What's your favorite aspect on tour? Like, what do you look forward to the most? Like, is it meeting all the new people and shit, or is it just being on stage, or all the fucking new places you see,
Well, I mean, it's, we went to Europe a couple times, and, it was cool seeing, actually, I had lived in, like I said, in Holland before, but getting to see other parts of Europe, because I didn't travel a lot, too much when I was young and naive and stupid, and I should have traveled more while I was stationed there, but I never really did. But I did play in a band, which a lot of people didn't do. Can say that, oh, I was in the Air Force and I played in a metal band in Holland.
Yeah. No, right? That's pretty fucking awesome, man.
Yeah. So when we went back to Europe, it was cool, to see the different places. I don't know if that's as exciting in the States because we kind of live here. It doesn't look that different, unless you go someplace really out of the way. I just playing on stage, I guess that's the best aspect, right? Yeah. I like recording too. I like, after you create the songs and you have, your demos done, and you're like, okay, now we're going to do the final recordings. I enjoy the recording process for some reason.
Nice, eh? I always love the food, all the different restaurants, all the little, fucking mom and pop shops here and there. The food's the best. You got to eat. How do you guys eat on the road? Is it fast food and shit, or do you guys go to the mom and pops and get the real meals and shit?
I mean, I think it depends. Sometimes it's what's convenient, like a Waffle House.
Oh. Or that's a real meal, kinda. Yeah, it's better than McDonald's, right? Fucking.
Oh, Waffle House is way better than McDonald's. And if people don't know what a Waffle House is, it's just a small chain of breakfast places that serve breakfast 24 hours a day. It's more of a southern place, but like a Huddle House would be the same thing.
I was gonna say the Huddle House is a big one, right? That's kind of the same deal, right? The Waffle House is better though, man. The waffle and chicken, you gotta have it.
I don't know, but Huddle House, I went to Huddle House last year for Christmas, of all places. I had a really good dinner. I wasn't disappointed. Me and my dad were supposed to go to a different restaurant, and we got there, and they were like, "Oh, it's going to be an hour to get in," and because it was Christmas Day, and so we're going out to Christmas dinner, and so we go, well, let's go someplace else, and then another place. I don't know. It was either too busy, and I was like, well, there's the Huddle House is open. It isn't that busy, and so we were like, okay, let's eat at the Huddle House for Christmas. Yeah. And it was. I can say the Huddle House has good dinners because I was not disappointed.
Yeah, I usually get the country fried steak with the gravy and the mashed potatoes and shit. Oh, fucking killer, man. Cracker Barrel was a big thing for us when I always was home or whatever, right? Always got to go to Cracker Barrel. But it's busy as fuck, like you said, all the time, man. They got a gift shop.
That's the other restaurant. That was the second choice last Christmas to go to the Cracker Barrel, and we're like, nah, we're not waiting in line.
Yeah, I hear you, man. It's good, but not on Christmas Day, baby. But yeah, so the southern food's my favorite though, man. As soon as I get down there, man, into North South Carolina, that's where I eat. It's Huddle House, the Waffle House, Denny's, the big one, man. I love the Denny's breakfast down there.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have that up here, right?
Well, I don't know if I would consider Denny's very southern, but
yeah. But we
good restaurant.
they're hit and miss up here. Like they're very few and right. So it's almost like a little luxury. It's like Bob Evans. It's like right across the border. We can see it, but we don't have one here, you know.
Are Bob Evans even open anymore? I don't know.
I don't know. I actually don't even know.
Oh.
It might not be. It's been a while. It's been a couple of years since I've been able to go back home, you know. Right. Closing the border and all that shit. And fucking. The funny part was I was able to fly to South Africa in the middle of it all, but I couldn't go home. You know, like makes no sense, you know.
It just goes to show you South Africans love their people to allow you to.
They're fantastic people, man. I didn't feel more at home when I went there, like, because I rented the floor, like a group community home where you shared the kitchen and everything, but you had your own bathroom and your own little sleeping quarter, right? But fuck, there was like 8 or 10 people, give or take, depending on what day you were there and who was home and shit. But oh man, amazing time. The food, oh, but I cooked for the first few weeks, and then they cooked for the last couple weeks while I was there, right?
But I got to know why you went to South Africa. It's just so random.
Well, I was supposed to go home, but then I wasn't allowed because of the booster shots and all this other shit. So I was like, well, where can I go? So I was heading to the Philippines originally, but then when Roxy passed away and stuff, it was like, what do I do now? You know what I mean? I got all this money into the airport and they're not going to give me my cash back. I got to change it in for other trips. So when I met up with Ilsa from Stone Daisies, who's a podcast just as such as myself out of South Africa, they invited me down to go to Death Fest. So it was the one day for the festival, but I stayed for like 28 days. Right? I was like, look how cheap it is here. The exchange rate, oh man, go down there and live like a king, baby. You know.
Yeah. Now there's some perspective. I was like, why go to South? Okay, now there's a good story behind it.
Yeah. So yeah, I ended up there because of Stone Daisies and them. Big shout out to them down there. And yeah, Death Fest. So bands like Human Nebula. That's the only one I can remember. I have the shirt, I'm pretty sure, but it's buried in my laundry basket. I'll bust it out and make sure I give a proper shout out to all the bands. But fantastic though, man. Like it was like being at a metal show here. Everyone was on the same page, even though most of them speak English, but they're back and forth between the two languages, right? So it's always a trip.
What do they speak in South Africa?
There's Afrikaner, I think that's how they said it, and then English, right?
Oh, okay.
And then there's different dialects depending on where you're from, whether you're in the south or the north, or like Africa's fucking huge, right? So South Africa is only it's like basically Texas, and then the rest of North America's north, right? But
no, I mean I know where South Africa's at. I was thinking, I always thought they were just an English speaking country, but
no, they got their like a native dialogue, I guess, Afrikaner. Right? I'm probably saying it totally wrong, right? I'll get in shit for it later, but yeah, it's a weird, like the guy was like, go buy a donkey. I'm like, go buy a donkey. What the fuck? That I still don't know if they were fucking with me, man, but that's supposed to be thank you. You're supposed to say go buy a donkey. It's like that makes no sense. You guys are fucking with me, but
Google might tell you.
I should do that now. Oh, no, I'll wait. There it comes. Oh, notification about a big concert coming up over in Europe. Can't even go yet. But
where Canadian
in the world for traveling would you like to just go travel to?
to play,
Someone just
or
said, yeah, here's a golden ticket anywhere in the world for a vacation. Here you go, bud. Where are you going?
well, I mean, I want to go back to visit Japan. I lived in Japan for almost 3 years in the Air Force.
Oh, wow.
I was in the Air Force before I was in Holland.
Yeah, true, right?
So I don't know why I haven't gone back. I got to plan a trip and just go visit again.
Yeah. Yeah, I almost said my nephew. It's my cousin's kid, but him and I are like brothers, so it's basically my nephew there. He's in the military. They sent him over to Japan. I think he's got a year left over there. I don't know if he'll come back though, man. Like you said it's fucking amazing there, right? So
Right.
well, you were over there. Did you get to check out any of the local music and stuff while you were there? Or is it?
Where in Japan?
Yeah. I
Well,
know they're
I mean,
very obsessed about their music, man. You know what I mean? They get right into it.
We used to go every Sunday. There was a bar that just had, I don't want to say metal, but and that's when the hair metal was still pretty popular. So I guess they would have equivalent Japanese versions of bands and kind of in that genre. So every Sunday, I don't know, for like the first year and a half, probably every Sunday, we went to this bar, the 49 Club, and we just watched, I guess, rock and roll and metal bands, Japanese metal bands, just,
so cool, man.
Just local bands.
Yeah, that's awesome though. Like I love that part. Like every time I roll into a new town, it's like, who's playing? Where do you guys go see live music? Like, when's the next show? I got to check it out.
Right.
Shit, I remember the one time I was in school in Wisconsin. So I flew from Wisconsin. I was working for the railroad at the time. And I flew back to Ontario to get in a car to drive with my buddies to Chicago, to drive back to Ontario to fly to Wisconsin, man. Yeah, to go back to school. So I took a I was in between my training. I fucking flew back from Wisconsin to Ontario to meet up with my buddies Boog and Trevor, and then from here got in his car, and then we drove all the way to Chicago for the Chicago Open Air Festival, right? But I was thinking about it as we're in Chicago. I'm like, my school's like right over there, but I just hop a little plane, 1 hour flight, No, got back in the car, drove all the way back to Ontario to get dropped off at the airport to fly back to school the next morning. And I got into school and they pulled in. So when I got to the hotel that night, I ended up talking to some dudes that were down in the lobby, and their kids were there for a birthday party. So they invited me over for the barbecue. So now I'm standing around with them, smoking, drinking, barbecuing up. Plus, I was just at the show, the day before. And then I get into the school in the morning, and they did the random drug testing, man. I'm like, I'm fired. No way are they hiring me, man. But they fucking, I don't know how I passed it, man. They must have looked over it, just shoved it underneath the table or something like that. I ended up getting, got graduated, right? And then sent up to Michigan, worked up there for a while. Did my year up there, and then that was it, man. Fuck that. That's a young guy's job right there, buddy. Right. Oh, so what do you do 9 to 5, man? What's your grind? What do you do?
I work at an IT company.
No way, yeah?
Yeah. So
That's gotta be
I work from home. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, I dream of the day of that, man. I can't wait. Our problem is we're outside all like sunny. It could be 40 degrees up there, plus you're standing on the rubber, and that sucks. You get sunburned from the fucking roof, you get sunburned from the sun, all year. Almost ruined my tattoo, man. I just got it. And then like the next day it went right up to like 36 degrees. Fucking sunburned my arm, all the shit, man, peeled off. I was like, no. Had to go get it all touched up again. What's the weather like down there right now? Are you guys? Because you guys don't really get snow, do you? You kind of do, but don't. You know.
About once or twice a year, it'll snow a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, you know, you have a really bad storm and then everything's shut down for 3 weeks as it thaws out.
Yeah.
But no, you know, I don't think last year, I don't even think we got any snow. Or
No.
it might have snowed once. Generally, we'll get one decent snowfall, and that's it.
Yeah. That's all right. I know the shit. I was in like Texas there in El Paso a couple of years back, and I drove from Ontario. When did I go? I don't know. It was right after Christmas or the New Year's. I took off a couple of days after New Year's or some shit. But it actually snowed. I'm being up from up here. I had snow tires on, so cop for redirecting everyone. He's like, see my Ontario plates, and then just fucking waved me through. I'll go through, bud. Fuck, no problem, right? Everyone was slipping, sliding all over. It was crazy.
Yeah, people.
My friend down there said it hadn't snowed there for years until I came in. She's like, the fucking Canadian brought it with him, right?
Right.
Oh. So you got merch. You guys, you got hard copies of the CD or vinyl or anything like that, or is that
Yeah,
in
we
the
got
works?
CDs. We got CDs, mostly to sell at shows. And then the record label we work with, they do a physical distribution. They have a kind of a distribution company that will distribute to independent like CD shops like in Europe. And so those are out there. I couldn't tell you what stores. You got an independent CD shop in your city, more likely outside of the US, it might carry it.
Yeah, Toronto here, we got a really good one. Boog and Tammy and them always. Every time we're in the city together, we stop at it. They've got everything and anything you're looking for, and I can't remember. I know where it is, so if we're driving down the street, I can take you there, but I can't remember the fucking name of the store, right? I'll hunt it down. I'll find out. I'll get Hollywood to track it up. She probably knows the store too, right? So we'll find out.
Right.
But that's great to know, man. But I gotta get going here because fuck, I gotta be up super early, and then I got like a 4 or 5 hour drive after work just to get up north to the next job, right? For fucking
Crazy.
Thursday morning, man. Yeah. Life on the road, baby, whether you're a rock star or not. That's
a tough life.
Yeah, it is though. It is, man, 100%. But so yeah, thanks, man. This was fun, man. Fuck, I had a great time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Listen to some more of your music, man, and we'll be updating. I got a video chat. That's the only way we're gonna get together, and we got to update our Spotify playlist. I know I keep saying it, but we'll get it done here soon. We'll make sure you guys got a lot of your shit goes up on there too. So it's TheBoneYard. It's all the bands that have been on the show, and it'll be all the music that we can put on there. It will be. You guys are definitely on there now on the list, so we just got to update it now, baby. So check these guys out. You guys are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all over. Buy their shit. Awesome music. Check it out, guys. Play it loud, play it proud. Yeah. Poof. Yeah. Double whammy, baby. Play it loud, play it proud, people. And we'll see you on the next show.